Parents, if you got an autistic kid that loves to flap their hands and you were probably wondering, what is that? What does it mean? Should I stop it? Don't worry, I'm going to explain everything you need to know in this video. Hi, I'm Sergio Rodriguez. I'm an occupational therapist, and together with my wife, a speech therapist, we open our private practice in San Antonio, Texas, where we work with autistic kids every single day. So today I'm going to answer three main questions that you might have about hand flapping. The first one is going to be the what is hand flapping, the why do kids do this, and the how we continue to support our kids with autism. So let's start. We're going to start with the fact that hand flapping is not weird. And it's also not something that we need to fix. And I'll explain why. By the way, check out this new sensory calculator I created where I review your answers and I give you a holistic summary about your child's brain. Hand flapping is the way that your child is communicating or coping with the environment because they don't experience our environment the same way that you and I might do. Let me explain. Autistic kids like your son and daughter might experience light differently, sounds differently, and typically more intensely, including emotions. That's why we typically see big emotions with autistic kids. And I want you to think about hand flapping like a pressure valve that your child, your son and daughter, might be using to control their emotions and just all the sensory input they're getting through their system on a daily basis. Let's put ourselves in their shoes. Think about the last time you were stressed about work, for example. You probably shake your leg, you might bite your nails. Those are different coping strategies that you use. But in the case of your son and daughter, they prefer to use hand flapping. Not so different, right? So again, they're not just shaking their hands or flapping their hands because they want to. It has a purpose. The purpose is, again, kind of like a pressure valve. We are regulating our emotions because there might be something that got them upset or something that got them really excited. Now, I know that there are a lot of parents that have this question in mind, which is, what if people stare at my son or daughter? What are they going to say? What are they going to think? And let's be real. Your son or daughter is not here to blend in with everyone or to make us happy. They're here to learn, to have fun, and to be independent. So again, hand flapping is not the problem. It's a strategy that kids use to express their emotions and to regulate their emotions too. And I like to remind all the parents that I work with that our job is not to fix the kids, but to support them. Support them so they can learn and they can have fun. And there's three ways we can support them. Number one, we can celebrate. We can celebrate when they're happy, when they're flapping their hands because they're enjoying the song that they're playing in the radio, or because they're watching their favorite cartoon. We can join them and we can celebrate with them. That way we can show them that it's okay to express your excitement and your joy with us. The second way that we can support them is to observe, not control. In the scenarios that your kid might engage on hand flapping because they're stressed, we don't want to stop them. We're not going to tell them like, stop it, or don't do that, or hold your hands, or anything like that. We want to observe what is making them upset so we can either teach them how to manage their emotions in those situations, or we can modify the environment. For example, one of my patients hates the sound of the vacuum cleaner. So mom decided, you know what? I can vacuum at a time that he's not home. That's it. And number three, we educate. This means that we teach others, family members, friends, about why your child might engage on hand flapping. This comes after you have figured out why did they do it. Did they do it because they're happy? Did they do it because they're coping with a stressful situation? That way, people are aware that is something that we technically all do. It's just in a different way. Remember, you might be shaking your leg when you're stressed or biting your nails, but your son and daughter, they just engage on hand flapping. So I really want to highlight, again, that your child is not broken. The hand flapping is not a sign or a symptom or a behavior that we need to change. It's the unique way of your child to express their joy or distress. And remember, parents, you are the biggest advocate for your child. And as therapists, we're part of your team, so use us because we all want independent kids. So if any of this information was helpful to you, just drop a like, subscribe. That way we can continue our conversations and hopefully I can learn more about your child. Also, if you already figured out why your child engages in hand flapping, drop it down in the comments. I would like to know.